All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is when you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. So we're continuing the conversation on the Black Hebrews, or the relationship between African people and Hebrew identity, right? And so I want to be really clear before I go into it even further that my stance is not a criticism of Kanye or Kyrie or Nick or even Whoopi Goldberg speaking out on injustice or speaking out on their experiences as Black people, particularly in the entertainment industry. I personally think that it does provide an excellent example for all Black people. I think that everybody should take that kind of stance in whatever industry that you work. If you're in the medical industry, or if you're in the educational industry, the psychological industry, the dental industry, whatever industry that you're in, I think that it's your duty to take a stance against the institutionalized white supremacism, right? Because you see how these things have an adverse effect on our people disproportionately, especially the further you get into it, the more you understand the way things are established in such a way that are biased against our people. And so I think everybody should take a stance and everybody should speak out. Every African in America should speak out against injustice. So I applaud these brothers and Whoopi, the sister, for, saying what they needed to say, right? Or expressing their perspective according to the Black experience in America. The criticism that I offer is regarding ways of improvement, right? I'm looking at it as ways of improvement because I'm not new to this. And when I say this, I mean negotiating and promoting and facilitating re-Africanization and the revitalization of African identity. This is what I have been dedicated to for decades. Okay, so I have experience in being a professional working in white institutions, being a professional and being a student, being a member of the society, right? And encountering different kinds of white institutions and realizing, hey, there is a need for African people in America to recalibrate ourselves and reposition ourselves in such a way that we're not getting taken advantage of, we're not being run over, we're not being mistreated, and we're not being undermined in every single thing that we do, right? So I've been an advocate, in other words, for all my career, okay? And so I'm offering criticism and insights and perspectives that are intended to provide ways of improvement, okay? And so what I'm really trying to drive home, the basic premise of my understanding is that every time you take that stance in favor of African people in America or African people in the world, you're stepping into the fray. Now this is a battle. This is a battle. And so with every battle, you have to be strategic. You got to think about this thing in terms of conflict, because somebody is promoting, the white supremacist world is promoting things in a way that's beneficial to them. And if you challenge that, then you're threatening to compromise some kind of a benefit that they have. And they're not going to give that up peacefully. If it's economic, if it's psychological, if it's political, they're not just going to yield their position on moral grounds. You got to take a strategic position. Okay. And when you take a strategic position, you have to ask yourself, hey, is this a position that I can maintain? So if you look at it in terms of physical battle, could you drop 500, 5,000 of your best fighters in Tel Aviv, right? If you're calling yourself a Hebrew, okay, could you go to the heart of the Hebrew world with 500 of your best guys and take that city? And if you could take that city, let's say it would take 500, it would take 5,000, it would take 50,000 guys to take that city. Could you keep that city? Right? How long could you keep that city? What would it take? What would it cost you to keep that city? What would you be giving up? How many men would you be sacrificing? How much money would you be expending to keep that city? And by doing that and expending whatever it costs you to keep that city, what are you gaining by maintaining your position in Tel Aviv? Or you could just say at the university of whatever, or in the so-and-so department at this university, or this department at this corporation. What is it going to take for you to occupy that position and maintain that position? And what are you getting in exchange for it? That is my criticism to all of those individuals. And I want you to take that into consideration in your career, in your profession, in your industry. What position are you taking in favor of black people? Are you trying to take a position on their side? Are you trying to cross over into their territory and put yourself in the middle of their territory to occupy a position? Why? When you have a super stronghold position on our side of the equation. Why don't you take a position that is decidedly and undisputably African, that is undisputably black? A position that they could never take from you. Why don't you take a position that no one could never take from you? Why don't you occupy a position that by them attacking you, see, because what you're doing is you're attacking them. You need to be in a position where if they attack you, the entire world will condemn them. But by saying that you're the Semites, you're the true sons of Abraham, nobody's going to support that. Nobody is going to support that. Mostly because they've got 2,000 years of recorded history to say otherwise. Right? So I want you to win. At the end of the day, I want you to win. I want you to take your position. I want you to conquer. I want you to have glory for doing what you really feel is right in your heart. But in order to do that, you got to be strategic. You got to be wise. And you got to be doing things in a way that are going to guarantee victory and not just be a skirmish after skirmish after skirmish. We're playing chess, not checkers. And in chess, the objective is not to take pieces. As a matter of fact, if you can checkmate your enemy with taking the fewer pieces, that's a better game. And so it is with the art of war. If you can take a position intact without losing manpower, without expending money, without destroying artifacts in your local environment, you have fought a superior battle. All right, so that's the lesson for today. And I hope you understand it. I hope you take it. I hope you run with it. OK, I'm saying this because I'm talking to the leaders. I'm talking to the people who want to change the world through positive influence. If you're one of those people, then I want you to find out how Obafemi Orikunwa and the Orisha Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the next level. Join us today. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com, and let's start living the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you are destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Odabo.